Ready? All right, we'll call to order. Pryor Creek Recreational Center Board special meeting, Monday, May 2nd, 2022. First item on the agenda is called to order. Second item, approved minutes of March 11, 2022 special meeting. Those have been provided for you. Yep. I'll entertain a motion if there's no discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion made by Kemp,
Second.
seconded by Riff. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Only point I was going to make is it appears that this is April 11th meeting instead of March 11th.
That is correct. Thank you, sir, for pointing that out. So Scrivener's error. We're approving, is this meant to be April or March the 11th?
You all did have a meeting on March 11th, or April 11th. I was not here.
Yes, we did have a meeting on.
Okay, so just on the agenda, it should have said April the 11th versus March the 11th. Okay. All right. Item number 3, petitions from the audience. All right. Seeing none, we'll move to item number 4, discuss possibly recommending council action regarding appointment of Terry Lamar to Recreation Board seat number 1, term ending 8/31 of 2024.
Mr. Chairman, after review and consideration, Mr. Lamar has moved back here to Pryor, and he is very capable and willing to serve. He is here today. Terry, would you come? And you have his resume here. And anyway, you can ask him any question you want to, and he'll be happy to answer. Yeah.
Terry, maybe you'll tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, my name is Terry Lamar, and I'm a native of Pryor, and I just retired from the Air Force. My wife's a retired school teacher, and we just moved back to Pryor last month. And I used to be involved in city government years and years ago, as you see in my resume packet there. And I told the mayor a month or so ago that I would like to get back involved in the community. And I've been involved in other community projects too on the side that's not mentioned there. But I told him that I would like to get back involved in city government and volunteering to help with what I can. And he said that I've got an opening on the rec board, and would you be considerate of it? And I said, sure, I'd love to do that. And we met a couple of weeks ago with the director and had a little orientation and went out and visited the center, and I hope I made a good impression on her. And anyway, I would like to get involved and see what I can do to help out. And I can answer any questions for you if you have any
Absolutely.
or not. But
You guys have any questions? I've seen this gentleman in action this week at the memorial for the tornado. They did a really good job of putting that together, and I visited with you a little bit when I came in. I've heard your name before, so, and I see here that you served on the Pryor City Council and all that stuff, so you ultimately have my respect for that, because I've been in that position. So I'm happy to have you back in town, and thinking maybe that you need to get more and more involved.
thank you.
Any questions, Rebecca?
None.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Item number 5, discuss possible recommended, well, we need to do this.
You need to take action.
Yeah, we need to take action, so I would entertain a motion for Mr. Lamar.
I make a motion that we approve for council the appointment of Terry Lamar to the rec board seat number 1, term ending 8/31/24.
Okay, motion made by Cantrell,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Riff. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations. Item number 5, discuss possible recommended council action regarding the contract between 5 Tool Training and the Pryor Creek Recreation Center.
So 5 Tool is a group, or an individual, that he approached me about using space at the rec center for his kind of private basketball training. They work on drills and ball handling and shooting techniques. And so the way it works is just like Miss Jimmy's School of Dance or the Ready, Set, Float swim team, same type of deal. He has access to the north end of the gym from 4 to 6 on Thursday evenings, just like Miss Jimmy does on Tuesday evenings. And in return, he pays us 20% of his $50 an hour fee. So the first 2 weeks, we made right at $220 or something like that. And so I take that back at 11. I can't remember. We've made over $200 the first couple weeks. So, and that's just going to continue to grow. And so this contract is just something that we always like to have on file that just states when he has use of the gym, how much he owes us, and when it'll be paid, and that he'll get me a list of those. A lot of them pay at the end of the month. They've been paying at the end of each session, so that works as well. So,
I do have a question
Okay,
about
sure.
this. And maybe it's a whole different thing, but I do know in the past that we have had like different organizations wanting to use the gym.
Yes.
For practice.
Yes.
So how are we going to differentiate between that where,
okay, so the difference is if a team comes in, they are renting the facility from us for $25 for half an hour is all we're making. And they, I've got to negotiate or kind of organize them getting off and the next group getting in and that sort of thing. This is a contract that he is paying us 20% of his service fee. So it operates just like the other businesses do. So those are individual teams. This is a business. And so it's a business contracted agreement with another business where we're getting returned versus someone just renting the space. What I've done is like in doing the math and versus the complication of trying, because there's so many teams that want that space, you can't make everybody happy and you've got people coming in and out and you're only getting $25 an hour. I mean, this has potential. In Houston, I did the math, I think to make $1,400 a month in revenue for us. It'll be even more this summer if they add 2 days a week. So that's why, because the return is bigger for us, and it's a business, not an individual.
okay,
Okay, no, I'm glad you asked,
People are
yeah.
going to come up and
Yeah.
say, we've tried to do that before, and
Right.
they wouldn't let us, and
And they're
I want to have an
individual, that's
answer.
how I would explain it. They're an
Okay.
individual team. This is a business that we have a contract with.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And so far, in the time that you've done this, no issues or,
None. They are polite. They're polite. They invite the other kids to come over at the end if they want to join them and just kind of have some down and back time. And so they've been great. Dustin Evans with North Star is part of this, and North Star is actually helping while they get this off the ground, and North Star's paying us the 20%. So they're kind of helping offset that cost for a little bit until he gets his business built up. So this is real popular in Tulsa, normally with the business called PWP. But this individual, he graduated from somewhere around here. I can't remember, and then went and played overseas with a basketball team over there. And so, but his thing is he is wanting not just to teach basketball, but to also mentor these kids. So he's trying to build up young men and women, he said, and kind of give back. They pray at the end of each session, and so he just tries to develop a relationship with them. So it's a really good thing.
any questions on that? Okay, having no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion for this contract for Five Tool.
I'll make a motion that council approve the contract between Five Tools Training and the Pryor Creek Rec Center.
Okay, motion made by Cantrell,
I'll second.
seconded by Kemp. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item number 5, motion passes. Item number 6, discuss possible recommended council action regarding accepting bid from Brady Industries in the amount of $3,521.62 for a commercial floor scrubber for the PCRC from Capital Outlay Equipment, account number 848455410. Other bids received, Global Industries in the amount of $4,566.02, and floorscrubbers.com in the amount of $5,679.38.
Okay, so just a little background on this. Our current cleaning situation at the rec, for the basketball gym area especially, is the guys have to go in there and hand mop it. So they're taking a bucket in and and it takes them, a couple hours and then it has to dry. And then the problem that we found in the last month or so is you have different part-time staff working at night, and they'll just grab a product and go in and squirt and clean and try to take up some of the black marks, and that ends up creating a very slick surface that is a hazard to people who are in there playing pickleball or basketball. And so it's something that the rec has used before, but it was borrowed from the police department. And when I reached out to the police department, they no longer have it, and so it's nothing that we can borrow, and it's just something, in my opinion, with the amount of floor space that we have, that we should have one and we need to own one. So we did save money in the capital outlay budget this year with the roof being under budget and even the equipment, and so we do have the funding there. We're sitting good with that account. So what I did is I reached out to the maintenance superintendent at Pryor Public Schools, and Brady Industry, that's the company that they use. So he reached out to his sales rep, and he contacted me that day and got us a really good price on a 20-inch, which is what I had been pricing online. It's battery operated, so it won't have a cord. It's just a walk behind. We didn't feel like we needed a rider. But Jesse and Rick, they're going to be able to knock that floor out in the gym in no time. And then they'll come in, like Jesse's going to come in 30 minutes later on the 2 nights that he closes, and he's going to spend 30 minutes after closing getting the lobby and bathrooms and the other areas done with this. So definitely be more efficient, and less work on their backs.
Efficient and a safety component there we did not have.
True, that's so true.
And so we're comparing apples and apples here.
Yes, so these are all, I kind of highlighted, these are all the same specs and the same, I mean, there's a few little features that are different, but Brady's price was by far the better deal for what we were comparing with the other ones. And I had showed him what I was trying to look at online and was needing, so. And I don't know if that's because I can buy through him and probably get it at a better cost. These I was just purchasing online. I had reached out to a sales rep through Global.
I would think that Brady, considering they work with the Pryor Public Schools, would probably be,
He highly recommended
would
him.
be
And-
very recommended in terms of the equipment.
Yeah.
It's something that the Pryor schools wouldn't use if it wasn't a good vendor.
Right. Well, and I like having somebody that I can call if we have an issue versus me ordering on my own, making that kind of purchase online, so.
Motion.
Yes, I'll entertain a motion. No further
Chairman, I'll make
discussion.
a motion that we accept the bid from Brady Industries in the amount of $35,31.62. Can't remember class, for a commercial floor scrubber.
Okay. Motion made by Riff,
Second.
second by Cantrell. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 7, Director's Report.
Okay, facility repair and maintenance, it's actually been, knock on wood, a little quiet. We've had, definitely still having issues in the pool area with the heater, not the pool water heater, but the air temp. It's kind of all over the place, and we've had issues with the thermostat, so we're still working with them to get those issues solved. But what happens is when you have issues with one, it creates issues with the other. So there's one day last week the water was really cold, and today the water's really murky, so Jackie's doing a great job staying on top of that and doing the best she can to keep all that under control. Gary Buffington was there most of today, replacing a lot of the ballasts that were out throughout the building. And then the only other thing I had on repair and maintenance, we did start mowing. So Mikey Price started last week getting the grounds cleaned up. Finance report, I will hand out what I have, and then I know Mayor has his, which will be much more detailed. You'll see on this one, we were down a little bit for the month in memberships. Well, I'll hand it out first.
Thank you.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Back to your facility. How's your roof?
Good, it's held. In fact, I went ahead and gave Rick the okay today to replace the ceiling tiles that have keep getting all the water, because I feel like it's safe now. So now those will be fresh. So if we do have any new leaks, we'll know immediately. But as of today, we didn't have any with all the rain today. So.
Rains today too, so.
Yeah, I was kind of holding my breath.
Put it to the test.
Yeah. So,
No
so
buckets
far,
today?
Well, and there's
So
more
first-
coming tonight.
yeah,
We'll test the structure tonight.
for sure. So yeah, memberships were down about 1,500. March is always a really big month, but I'm hoping that climbs back up in May. I know it will climb back up in June for sure. The facility rental, you'll see there was a big jump in that. That is where the 5-tool money is. That's also where I believe we have Miss Jimmy's Swim Float Swim. They paid us another $544 this month, and so that's why that number is larger. Everything else, pool parties, merchandise, guest passes, we're down a little bit, but that's because we had that spring break rush in March. Swim lessons are about the same. And then swim team had actually paid us twice. I mean, they paid us, it fell within the same month, but they're paid up as well. So there's the numbers that I have at the bottom. And our retention rate for members is still in the 80s. It's at 80%, a little over. So we're still down a little bit this month, but still doing well numbers-wise. You may want to go over the official financial report.
Mr. Mayor, you're front and center.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I handed out the pages to you. If you look at, would mind look at the balance sheet on page 57, that's the first page that you've got. And you'll notice that our total liabilities and equity at $988,519. It's the first time that that's been down below $1 million in quite a while. The reason why is that the roof repair came out of reserves. Some of the equipment that we purchased, the fitness equipment came out of reserves. So the reserves are there to be used wisely and appropriately, and I appreciate you all doing that. Next page, page 58, you can see how the money came in. Excuse me. You can see that year-to-date actual is $807,860.22. For the period, $55,520 with the on the sales tax. Those numbers on that page, remember that those numbers on that page are not going to be as current as what Jessica shares with you, because what she shares with you is going to be much more up to date. Excuse me. On page 59, some light items to note that the repair maintenance number 5091, one of the large expense items there, we still have $177,000 that's unexpended, and we've spent about 63% of that budget. Come up with a remedy for the allergy. I'd appreciate that. You just want to speak up? The sales tax, item 5201 is also one of note, and we're at 132% of that, which is a good thing because we're creating sales. We're creating sales. Related to that is the credit card and related expenses, which is a couple items down, 5350. And you can see that we're year-to-date actual above what was budgeted, $10,000. But that reflects to activity.
So when you go through the budget this year, obviously you'll look at that line item and adjust it accordingly because of the increased expenses.
In fact, Jessica and I were doing that today.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Lees, what hits that account, that credit card and related expenses? What is that?
So each time a credit card
Just the fees?
is pinged, it's those fees.
Okay, thank you.
What we are talking about doing is is creating a fee to offset that. So anytime you go into a rec center anywhere or go into a business anywhere, they will in some way compensate for the fees that come through the credit card transaction. And so there's no reason why we should not consider doing that as well. And
You know, there's a lot of businesses out there that are struggling with this.
in fact, there are restaurants in town where, well, you might go in and you might pay cash. Well, you get a discount.
It's not legal for them to charge fees to use your Visa. It really isn't. I had a conversation with the banker this morning about it.
So you're telling us if we decided to do that, we would be participating
In an illegal activity.
illegal activity? Well, we would never want to do that.
That's why I'm telling you this. Visa has a policy that you're not allowed to charge a fee to use a Visa. Now, some state agencies, so that's something for you to check on. Some state agencies, I remember when my daughter's going to OU, they would charge a fee,
Correct.
but it's because they're a state agency.
Huh.
The restaurants and things that are charging that, it is not a legal thing. However, the bank has decided not to be the Visa police
Yeah.
and do anything about that. So that would be something you'd need to research long and hard before
Very good. So
you
that's
put a fee up.
just not a financial consideration.
No.
Okay.
So is that something though that MasterCard or somebody else, when you say Visa, are they the only one that says that you can't charge a fee or you can't upcharge a customer for that fee?
I think
What
it's-
about the other cards that are out there?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that if Visa says it, the rest will follow
I think
suit.
I think she said that in a generic term.
Okay.
So really, the only way you could ever offset anything like this would just be in your
Just to
monthly,
raise your
monthly
fees.
Just like, I mean, the
But even
cost
if
of
you
fuel
raise your
is.
monthly fee, the credit card fee still goes up
Yeah.
because you raise the fee on the fee. Yeah,
That's a good point.
so it's kind of,
We need another revenue stream that doesn't include credit cards. Checks. We take checks only.
we take checks
Okay.
and cash and auto
So,
debit.
so let's get a little clarity. Let's get a little
Sorry.
clarity. No, that's all right. Let's get a little clarity. The fact is that we're generating revenues,
Mm-hmm.
and so that line item indicates that we're
Yeah.
generating
Yes.
revenues. So when we look at the budget for this next fiscal year, we are going to adjust that. Any other questions on that page? Page 59, page 60, we have the aquatics, child watch, fitness. So go back one page, and you look at that percentage of unexpended, or of expended. We've expended 65.8%, with 83% of our year gone. When you look at the next page, where aquatics, we've spent 49%. You see the repair and maintenance item, the $50,000 that's in the 5091. We budgeted for a pool heater because we thought perhaps that was going to go out. We were going to need to replace that. Well, we're still using it.
That's good.
We're still using it, and so we'll continue to budget for that. That's one of the reasons why that's at the level it is. And then child watch at 62.6%, and the fitness at 64.4%. And excuse me, I apologize for keep coughing in your ear. Net revenue over expenditures on the next page, you can see we're $22,679.14 in the black for the month. For the year-to-date actual, we are $325,220.71 in the red, net revenue over expenses. Because of taking the monies out of reserve for the roof and taking monies out, a portion of the monies out of reserves for the fitness equipment. So there you have it. Do you have any questions about that report. Come on, Ms. Kemp.
You know me, we could be here a while. I'll pass.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Aquatics report, her swim parties were up a little bit in, it says February, but in April. 22 public, 3 private. She's had several different groups in there into school year, but Boy Scouts were there to do their swim test and get their merit badges. GRDA is going to be there tomorrow. Ketchum Schools has been in a couple times, and then Salina will be in a couple times for their end-of-year field trip. So the pool has stayed extremely busy. Miscellaneous report. We had 138 new members last month. Reconciliation report, like I mentioned, stayed at above 80%. We had an April challenge where you had to see who got the most check-ins, and there were different rules on how you could do that. Tony Lococo was the one who won that. He worked hard to win that too, so he received a free month's membership. The challenge this month, people have asked for kind of a, sort of like a triathlon type where they could do anything, and so you can track your, I believe it's biking, jogging, or swimming, or walking too, that's all in there. And whoever does that the most in each category will receive, I don't remember what they're getting, but there will be a prize for that. So that's the May schedule, just to get moving in May. And there'll be one winner for each category. I was hoping to bring the summer schedule to you guys today so that we could get that released. But I'll be honest, we're having a hard time with lifeguards, and so we just aren't sure yet what our hours are going to be for the summer. I'm probably 99% sure we will not be able to open 7 days a week like we had hoped. We did have a new guard come in this weekend who's already certified, so we'll get her on. But we have a couple going to an outdoor pool in Veneta. We have a couple in sports, one that's interning, so we just don't have a lot. Kids are so busy. But we're going to do the best that we can with what we have and attempt to be open at least a couple days during the week and the weekend as well. So we will have that ready and released by May 16th. We're also working on getting some different classes added for the summer. Rose is considering an evening yoga and some different options for people, so we're getting all that ironed out. So they're going to get those back to me by the 10th, and then I'll have a schedule out by the 16th, and I'll get with Terry to get that in the paper, and I'll announce it at the council meeting on the 17th. We did lose one of our favorite instructors, Christina Perkins. I don't know if you guys know Christina, but everyone loves Christina. She's our Tuesday, Thursday pound, and well, she teaches a lot of different classes. And everybody was in tears Friday because it was her last day, but she has opened up. She's part of the new place with Brittany Walker that they've opened, are opening up, and so she's going to kind of invest in that full time. But she said she would be back. If anything, I told her she was always welcome. But and then we do have, the one thing we do have scheduled for this summer is Debbie's 3-on-3 tournament. That is now scheduled for August 5th, which is her birthday weekend. Nice. So we thought it'd be a great way to honor her. And so Jess and Kelsey will be working on getting that planned and making sure we have a good turnout for that. And then the only other thing I have is I did get the summer t-shirts I posted today. So if you haven't seen it, our summer gear is all on Facebook. So we'll have some tank top and t-shirt options, and people are anxiously awaiting those.
Cool.
Do you guys have questions from me? Nothing?
No.
Good job.
Okay, thanks.
Great job. Thanks, Jess.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, item number 8, unforeseen business. Seeing we have none, we'll move to item number 9, adjourn. I have a motion, please.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Kemp. Seconded by Britton. All in favor? Aye.
Like
Aye.
anybody knows.
Any opposed?
We left it hanging, didn't we?
Yeah. See what he
Thank you
did.
very much.